Part 67. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 661. 2 months later, Ye Chen arrived in the light plane, so he naturally arrived at the 9-star check-in point. 18 years have passed in the blink of an eye. There are a lot of strong people around him, and Ye Chen signs in every 2 years. 3 times each time. Every time it is a 9-star perfect level reward. Ye Ling can now control the direction of the lottery. 2/3 of Ye Chen's draws are for the Sky Sword Bamboo and the Pure World Sunflower. He got 9 of the 9-star perfect level Bamboo Sword Bamboo and the Purifying Sunflower. Together with the original, both reached 13 plants. In addition, Ye Chen also received 7 9-star perfection level contract scrolls, as well as a 9-star immortal level check-in point and a 9-star perfection level stand-in puppet. Is the creation plane finally starting to take action? Ye Chen's eyes sparkled. He asked people to secretly pay attention to the situation in the Red Flame plane and the Xuanhuan plane. A large number of strong men were dispatched from the creation plane to seal off the Red Flame plane and the Xuanhuan plane. Outside the Red Flame plane and the Xuanhuan plane, the 9-star immortal level experts now exceed 100, and the 7 and 8-star immortal level experts exceed 5,000. This is extremely terrifying power. When the war potential is not used, there are only 200 9-star immortal level experts in the creation plane, and the number is slightly lower. This time, I think it will be difficult for the creation plane to attract other planes to join. Ye Chen's eyes sparkled. The creation plane and the order plane went out to lick the dogs. As a result, many strong men were lost in the Red Flame plane and the Xuanhuan plane. And now the Lords of Light are dead. There are also a large number of powerful people in the plane of order and the plane of creation who fell into Ye Chen's hands. Still helping the creation plane is seeking death. After such a long time, I don't know if Wanjian Supreme and the others have been found. Ye Chen muttered in his heart. With the strength of the Creator Master, there is a high probability that one of Wanjian Supreme and the others will be found, but a small probability that both of them will be found. As long as one is found, the Creation Master will know that there is a high probability that there will be no problem with Master Ziyan. He must have been deceived. Let's go over and check the situation first. Ye Chen's eyes sparkled. He teleported to the nearby plane, and then quietly rushed to the Xuanhuan plane. 3 or 4 months later, Ye Chen arrived at a plane closer to the Xuanhuan plane. This plane was ranked low and had no master. It was easy for Ye Chen to enter this plane. His 9-star perfection level strength was suppressed to only the 6-star immortal level, but such strength is already very strong here. Ling use the 9-star immortal level check-in point. Ye Chen changed his location and said, "Good host." Ye Chen said, "Use the 9-star immortal level sign-in point immediately." On the side of Tiandao City in the Xuanhuan plane, Ye Chen has used the 9-star immortal check-in point. He can now teleport directly to the Xuanhuan plane. But Ye Chen didn't act immediately. He arrived outside the plane and approached the Xuanhuan plane. Sure enough, there are hundreds of 9-star immortal powerhouses here in the creation plane. Ye Chen secretly thought. Among them, there are 2 9-star perfection level experts. Originally, they should only have the strength of the 9-star peak level, but the Creator Master gave them powerful treasures to increase their strength. They have not adapted to the environment of the Xuanhuan plane, and it is impossible for them to swarm into the Xuanhuan plane and launch an attack. There are hundreds of 9-star immortal level experts, and thousands of 7 and 8-star immortal level experts. If we go head to head, my current strength is somewhat inferior. Ye Chen secretly thought. 13 heavenly sword bamboo trees, 13 purifying sunflower trees, plus himself, Xuanhuan Eternal City, Ziliu and Langxiu and Zi Lanyan, there are more than 30 9-star perfection level experts on Ye Chen's side. But there is a shortage of 7 or 8-star immortal level powerhouses. There are few ordinary 9-star immortal level experts. The strong men in the Beast God plane and Sen Luo plane may not be so reliable. There are 9-star perfection level experts here, and they are very vigilant. If we want to sneak attack on them like before, I'm afraid it's impossible. I wonder if the Creator will come over if it is confirmed that I am inside. Ye Chen's eyes sparkled. If he is outside, even if he doesn't take action and just shows his face, he can bring strong pressure to many planes, making them not dare to mess around. If it is determined that he is in the Yanhuang plane or the Red Flame plane, there is a possibility that the Creator Master may also be attracted there. Each has pros and cons. Ye Chen thought about it and decided not to alarm them. He entered the Yanhuang plane. If he wants to completely solve the creation plane, he must kill the creation master. But the Lord of Creation is in the plane of creation and is much stronger than the Lord of Light in the plane of light, so he must be lured out. And Lan Yin, tell me what you think. Ye Chen said. He asked En Langxiu and Zi Lanyan to suspend their training. Now En Langxiu and Zi Lanyan are both at the mid 9-star cultivation level, but they are still at the peak of the 9-star level when they don't use forbidden techniques. Husband, do they just want to besiege us? En Langxiu said. How to say? Ye Chen asked. En Langxiu said, Husband, the Creator Lord knows that you can control their 9-star peak level experts. They are surrounding you. Do you dare to let their people in? Aren't you afraid that the strong man who enters will be secretly controlled by you? Ye Chen was shocked. He really ignored this. Zi Lanyan said, Husband, this is indeed a bit strange. Maybe they really have no intention of entering the Red Flame plane or the Yanhuang plane now. Besiege us for a long time first. At this time, the strong men from the creation plane may put pressure on many planes, allowing the strong men from those planes to target us together. Maybe they want to destroy our plane directly. Ye Chen took a breath of cold air. As long as there are enough powerful people gathered, even planes like the light plane can be destroyed, let alone the Yanhuang plane and the Red Flame plane. The possibility Zi Lanyan said is definitely not low. The Lord of Creation also knows that if many more powerful people are defeated, the strength of the creation plane will probably be weaker than that of the order plane. If this is the case, even if I appear inside, the Creator Lord may not appear at all. Ye Chen frowned. If the Creator Lord comes here, his strength cannot be increased. With the 10-star level system, he might be more powerful than the average 9-star perfection level expert, but he wouldn't be much more powerful. En Langxiu said, Husband, I feel that this possibility is relatively high. The creation plane seems to want to confront us head-on. Go back first. I miss Hanjian and the others. Ye Chen thought about it for a while and said. En Langxiu and the others nodded. Not long after, Ye Chen returned to the Yanhuang plane through the 9-star check-in point, and his figure appeared directly in Tiandao City. Dominate. Hung Jun was suppressed here, and he immediately noticed that the message was transmitted to Ye Chen. Hung Jun, don't tell anyone about my return yet. Ye Chen ordered via voice message. He didn't use his original appearance when he first entered. Even if you suddenly appear and are discovered by others, others will not be surprised. Yes, Lord. Hung Jun said. Through the plane passage, Ye Chen arrived at the Xian plane, and he soon met Luo Hanjian. Luo Hanjian and the others were naturally overjoyed to see him, and Langxiu and the others. Husband, it's a little strange. There are many strong men from the outside surrounding us, but there shouldn't be any strong men who have entered the Red Flame plane. Luo Hanjian said doubtfully. Ye Chen told En Langxiu and the others their analysis. Husband, this possibility is really not small. Luo Hanjian thought for a while and said. Give them time, although their strength will improve a bit, but they are already very strong now and their room for improvement is limited. Ye Chen smiled and said, Hanjian, let's not think about these things first. Long time no see, We have more important things to do. If the creation plane adopts such a method, it will definitely not be possible in a short time. Furthermore, he can also teleport out. It's not that easy to kill them in this way in the creation plane. Anyone from other planes who dares to interfere will have their shit kicked out of them. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 662. Time passed slowly, and 20 or 30 years passed in the blink of an eye. After a long time of cultivation, and with the addition of the 200 million times time acceleration in the past 20 or 30 years, Yechen's cultivation reached the peak of 9 stars. Luo Hongjian's cultivation reached the middle stage of 9 stars. En Langxiu and Zi Lanyan's cultivation reached the late stage of 9 stars. Lu Qianqian, Shang Guanyan, Luo Yudi and the other 3 cultivated more slowly, but they have also reached the early stage of 9 stars and the combat power of the late stage of 9 stars. In the case of an explosion, they can reach the peak strength of 9 stars. Husband, the plane ranking will be updated soon. Luo Hongjian transmitted a voice to Yechen. Normally, the plane ranking takes a long time to update, but the ranking of the Yanhuang plane must have a lot of changes, and it is very likely to be updated. Yechen slowly opened his eyes. Ling are you awake? Yechen said in his mind. No response. Yexing is now in the upgrade state. She swallowed the 10-star system of the Lord of Light, and this evolution has taken a lot of time. Yechen originally intended to give Luo Hongjian the 10-star system of the Lord of Light, but Luo Hongjian thought her current 9-star life system was good. She was too lazy to change to the purification system of the Lord of Light. She didn't want it, so naturally En Langxiu and the other women wouldn't want it. Yechen simply let his system devour the system of the Lord of Light, combining the two to make his system reach a higher level. In this way, he would be more confident when facing the Lord of Creation. Hongjian. Yechen quickly arrived in front of Luo Hongjian, hugged Luo Hongjian and kissed her. Husband, big sister. Yechen notified En Langxiu and the others, and En Langxiu and the others woke up not long after, and they waited together in front of the chaos wall. Luo Hongjian said, Husband, the chaos wall hides the supreme mystery. I don't know if you can comprehend the supreme mystery in the chaos wall in the future. It is rumored that comprehending the supreme mystery in the chaos wall can make one a 10-star strongman. This is probably difficult. The Lord of Creation and the Lord of Order have lived for many epochs and have only reached the 9-star perfection. Yechen shook his head and said. He didn't hold much hope. It would be best if he could handle the creation plane by then. If he couldn't, it would be good enough for him to maintain a balanced situation. Luo Yudi said with a smile, Brother-in-law, I believe you can do it. My husband can definitely do it. En Langxiu and the others also said. Yechen laughed. En Langxiu and the others had some blind trust in him. At this moment, the chaos wall gradually lit up. Words appeared on the chaos wall. Updated. Sure enough, the ranking of the Yanhuang plane has reached the 3rd place. Hey, my husband, look, the name of the Xian plane seems to have faded a little. Luo Hongjian and the others said. Yechen first looked at the ranking in front. Sure enough, the ranking of the Yanhuang plane has reached the 3rd place, which is no different from what they expected. The bright plane has fallen. Except for the order plane and the creation plane, the other planes cannot compare with the Yanhuang plane at all. If the bright plane's strength had not fallen, the bright plane and the Yanhuang plane could still compete. The name of the Xian plane has indeed faded a lot. The Yanhuang plane is stronger, and the Xian plane seems to be gradually merging into the Yanhuang plane. Yechen smiled, I feel that the power on the Xian plane side has become much stronger. Luo Hongjian said, Husband, the plane ranking has been updated, and the strong men in other planes will also find out. I don't know if the creation plane will take action. Yechen thought for a while and said, the Yanhuang plane ranking has been raised to 3rd. It is not easy for the creation plane to persuade the other planes at this time. I guess the creation plane will still wait. No matter what, let's continue to improve our own strength. Luo Hongjian and the others nodded. They have enough resources, and their strength does have room for improvement. 200 years have passed unknowingly. The plane ranking of the Yanhuang plane has not changed in these 200 years. Boom! A powerful aura burst out from Ye Chen's body. His cultivation finally reached the 9-star perfect level, and his combat power was also 9-star perfect. Host. Ye Linger's joyful voice suddenly sounded in Ye Chen's mind. In the past 200 years, Ye Chen called Ye Linger many times in his mind, but there was no response. Ye Chen was already a little worried. Don't let your system be swallowed back. Linger, are you okay? Ye Chen hurriedly said in his mind. Ye Linger laughed and said, Host, I'm fine. I was just a little short of waking up. When your cultivation broke through, I woke up directly. Host, thank you. I'm much stronger than before. Host, I have some insights into the heavenly Dao. I will pass them on to you. As a system, Ye Linger is not a living being. She is a bug of the heavenly Dao, and so are the other systems, so she can reach the 10-star level. Ye Chen and his people, including the Creation Master and the Order Master, are very strong, but they are ultimately within the rules of the heavenly Dao. How can you know what the mountain looks like when you are in the mountain? Now Ye Linger began to pass on her perceptions to Ye Chen. Huh! Ye Linger was quickly startled. She found that as she passed on these perceptions to Ye Chen, her body was constantly disappearing. This perception was not something that could be given casually. Am I going to die? But why don't I feel scared? Sacrifice me so that the host can be fulfilled and he can reach the 10-star level. There are shortcomings in the way of heaven. Only when you understand the shortcomings of the way of heaven can you transcend the way of heaven. Ye Xinger thought, her insights continued to pass, and her body strength was decreasing. Ye Chen didn't know this. Gradually, Ye Xinger's strength lost 99%. Her weak voice sounded in Ye Chen's mind, Host, can I call you host brother? Sure. Linger, what's wrong with you? Ye Chen's expression changed, something seemed wrong with Ye Linger's situation. Brother host, I have to leave. I'm glad I've been with you for so long. You and Sister Hongjian should be well. Ye Linger said, her voice even weaker. Ye Chen could barely hear it until the end. Linger. Linger. Ye Chen called in his mind, but Ye Linger never responded. Linger sacrificed himself to fulfill me. Ye Chen's eyes were red. He is not stupid. What Ye Linger gave him should not be given easily. Linger. Are you stupid? Even if it's less than 10 stars, can't I defeat the Creator Lord and them? Ye Chen was bitter, he felt empty in his heart. Beauty. Ye Chen sent a message to Luo Hongjian and the others, and soon Luo Hongjian and the others came over. Luo Hongjian said, Husband, Linger should have had feelings for you for a long time. With this upgrade, she may understand what love is. Husband, Linger may not be completely dead. I have a life system, and I know a lot about it. She understands what love is, and she is already a living being. If you reach the 10-star level, you may be able to revive her. And Langxiu and the others also tried to persuade Ye Chen. The system has been with Ye Chen for so long, and it must be very hard to lose Ye Chen now. Okay, Hongjian, you don't have to say anything. I can adjust. Ye Chen took a deep breath and said. He felt that what Luo Hongjian said was reasonable. Ye Linger may not be completely dead. Death may be just the beginning of a new life. Luo Hongjian nodded, Sisters, let's go and let your husband be alone. After Luo Hongjian and the others left, Ye Chen thought a lot. Especially after the system is renamed. Ling you sacrifice yourself to fulfill me. I will return to Shixing and revive you. Ye Chen said in his mind. He finally knew why the Lord of Creation and the Lord of Order could not reach the 10 stars. How difficult it was to make the system voluntarily sacrifice themselves. Soon Ye Chen entered the time cube. He adjusted the speed of time to 1,000,000,000 times, so that he could practice faster. What Ye Ling passed on to him was quickly digested by Ye Chen as time accelerated. After 9 days in the outside world, Ye Chen had finished digesting it. His cultivation level has also reached the peak of 9-star perfection. His cultivation level has just reached the 9-star perfection level, and it normally takes a lot of time to reach the peak 9-star perfection level. Let me see what kind of mystery is contained in this. Ye Chen murmured to himself. A wall of chaos appeared in his hand. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 663. The Chaos Wall is indestructible and is rumored to contain supreme secrets that can be obtained from no one. Ye Chen didn't think this thing necessarily contained the ultimate secret. But the Chaos Wall is definitely not that simple. Just 4 words, indestructible, carry a very heavy weight. A person of the same level as the Lord of Creation, in the plane of creation, is much stronger than Xuanhuan perfect, but he cannot be destroyed. There are also many strong people who have tried to take action together. Useless. Ye Chen actually realized the Chaos Wall before, but didn't find anything. It feels like an ordinary stone. But now that he had received the insights from Ye Ling, Ye Chen felt that there was something in the wall of chaos, and his mind gradually sank into the wall of chaos. Gradually, 10 years of the outside world passed. 2 billion years have passed under accelerated time. Ye Chen finally recovered his mind from the wall of chaos. The wall of chaos turns out to be a barrier to heaven, preventing the 9-star perfection level experts from breaking through. If you understand any piece of the wall of chaos, you can break through to 10 stars. Ye Chen murmured to himself. But to understand the wall of chaos, you need to sacrifice the system that has reached the level of life. There is no end to the road, and this is the only way. Ye Chen was filled with emotion. This road is too hidden and difficult. The chance of getting the 10-star system is extremely low. When the 10-star system reaches the life level, the difficulty increases a lot. The difficulty of awakening the 10-star system of life is undoubtedly higher. Ye Chen was pretty good about his system, and Ye Ling even developed feelings for him, which allowed him to get that extremely low chance of breakthrough. Break. Ye Chen pointed forward. It was as if something had been broken by him. The blockade of heavenly Dao was broken by Ye Chen, and a terrifying aura instantly erupted from his body, and his strength doubled in the blink of an eye. This is a doubling of strength, not a doubling of strength. When the strength is doubled, the strength is increased by more than 5 times. And Ye Chen's strength is still improving. Such a strong aura. Xuanhuan and the others were all shocked, and the time cube failed to stop Ye Chen's burst of aura. Did your husband break through? Xuanhuan and the others quickly gathered together. Ye Chen originally had a 9-star perfect level of cultivation, so it was possible to break through, and such a strong aura clearly exceeded the 9-star perfect level. Xuanhuan and the others felt that several 9-star perfection level experts would have to burst out their aura at the same time. Here, Ye Chen felt that his power was undergoing a qualitative change. In a few breaths, the strength doubled again. Ye Chen clearly felt that he had no problem beating the person he was 20 times before. However, the ascension is not over yet. It's just that the improvement is much slower. After half a day, Ye Chen finally felt that his power transformation was complete. So strong, I should be able to beat myself 100 times now. The gap between 9 stars perfection and 10 stars is actually so big. Ye Chen couldn't believe it. Although the 10-star system is strong, the power that the 10-star system bursts out is actually still constrained by the rules of heaven and earth. He got Ye Linger's help to break through to the 10-star level, completely breaking the shackles of heaven and earth, and his strength increased so much. Husband. Ye Chen paused his training and arrived in front of Luo Hongjian and the others. They looked at Ye Chen expectantly. Ye Chen said, "Wives, you guessed it right. I have indeed broken through to the 10-star immortal level." Luo Hongjian and the others immediately breathed a long sigh of relief. Ye Chen breaks through to the 10-star immortal level, and his strength will definitely exceed that of the Creator Master. Husband, if you break through to the 10-star immortal level, can Linger be resurrected by then? Luo Hongjian asked. Ye Chen nodded slightly. It should be possible. She is not completely dead. I should be able to give her a body and give her a new life. But this is not urgent at the moment. When everything is over, we will slowly help Linger come back to life. Ye Chen said and waved his hand, and his powerful power entered Luo Hongjian's body. Luo Hongjian felt that her power was rapidly strengthened. Her physique is getting stronger. The skills are getting stronger. Bloodlines and so on are also getting stronger. Ye Chen has now surpassed the way of heaven. He can bring Luo Hongjian and the others' talents to the highest level, and can also directly improve their cultivation level. However, Ye Chen could not make Luo Hongjian and the others reach the 10-star immortal level. 2 hours later, Luo Hongjian's promotion was completed. She was originally at the mid-9-star level, but suddenly her cultivation level was raised to the peak level of 9-star level, with her physique, bloodline, etc. all at full capacity. There is no doubt that the combat power is at the 9-star perfection level. From the peak of 9 stars to the perfection of 9 stars, Ye Chen planned to wait for Luo Hongjian to adapt to it before taking this step. 1 day passed, and Langxiu and the other 5 girls also completed their promotion. Like Luo Hongjian, their cultivation levels had all reached the peak 9-star level. All talents and so on are maxed out. With Luo Hongjian and their current talents, it would be no difficulty for them to reach the 9-star level. Husband, how strong are you now? Luo Hongjian asked. And Langxiu and the others also looked at Ye Chen curiously. They had improved so much in just 1 day, and the strength Ye Chen showed was too strong. Ye Chen smiled and said, "Now I can beat 100 of myself before. Even in the plane of creation, I can beat the master of creation." Luo Yudi said in surprise, "Brother-in-law, can the creation plane also beat the creation overlord?" Ye Chen nodded. "My current strength has reached the 10-star immortal level. Even the innate rules of the creation plane can no longer affect me." Luo Hongjian and the others were extremely surprised. Ye Chen's breakthrough to the 10-star level brought a really huge improvement. It is simply not comparable to the 8-star perfect breakthrough to the 9-star level. "Hongjian, you guys practice first, I will deal with the enemies outside first," Ye Chen said. Luo Hongjian said, "Husband, since your strength has increased so much, let go of those with weak strength in the creation plane, order plane, and light plane. Let's accumulate virtue for our future children." Luo Hongjian's face flushed. And Langxiu and the others nodded repeatedly. "Okay." Ye Chen smiled and nodded. When he is weaker than the enemy, he has to act fierce, so that many potential enemies will be afraid and will not show up. With the current strength, it would be cruel and inhumane if we continue to do this. Luo Yudi said, "Brother-in-law, can we go to the creation plane or the order plane?" "Yes." Ye Chen nodded with a smile. There are slightly more 9-star immortal level masters outside the Xian plane and the Yanhuang plane. There are about 120 on both sides. There are about 6,000 7-star and 8-star immortal level masters. The creation plane tried its best to persuade some planes, but it was not without effect. After all, A lot of time had passed and there was no movement in the outside world. Many masters judged that Ye Chen might have been locked in the Xian plane or the Yanhuang plane. Alas! Ye Chen sighed in his heart. Ye Ling's death teleportation point was invalid, and he could no longer teleport away. However, with Ye Chen's current strength, it would be no problem to go directly to the outside of the Xian plane. In the blink of an eye, Ye Chen's figure was outside the Xian plane. There are many layers of powerful barriers here now. If Ye Chen was still at the previous 9-star level, it would not be easy to pass through those barriers or blast them apart. But now, he is at the 10-star level. Beyond the heavenly Dao. Those barriers and so on, in his eyes, have many loopholes, and he easily passed through many barriers. Ye Chen approached a 9-star level strongman in stealth. The other party opened his eyes and looked around in confusion. He had a vague ominous premonition in his heart, but there were no enemies around. Destroy! Ye Chen pointed out with one finger. This finger directly shattered the heavenly Dao in and around the other party's body. The existence of time, space, life, and many laws is the reason for the existence of the other party. Ye Chen's finger shattered the heavenly Dao, and also shattered the foundation of the other party's existence. In an instant, the other party's body disappeared without a trace like a dream bubble. It seemed that this person did not exist in the world at all. Let's call this attack the heavenly Dao Nirvana finger. It's powerful, but it consumes too much energy. Ye Chen muttered in his heart. Even if he had the strength of a 10-star immortal level, he couldn't use it casually. What's going on? The other 2 9-star perfect level masters in the creation plane came over quickly. Destroy! Destroy! Ye Chen pointed out with 2 fingers. Although the heavenly Dao Nirvana finger consumes a lot of energy, it will definitely not be a problem if you use 10 or 8 fingers. In an instant, the 2 9-star perfect level masters also died. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 664. Instantly killing 3 9-star perfection level experts, the rest of the experts were stunned. Escape. The other strong men had no intention of resisting, and they immediately chose to flee. The strength shown by Ye Chen has obviously exceeded the 9-star perfection level. And it's much more than that. Can you escape? Ye Chen sneered. Outside the red flame plane, thousands of strong men felt that they were in the world of swords. Many swords around were attacking them. Break! Break it for me! Many strong men took action frantically. They thought that they were imprisoned by the formation, and they only needed to use all their strength to break the formation, but in fact, the method Ye Chen used now was not an ordinary formation. They do not have the ability to break the way of heaven, and it is very difficult to break through. Their attacks were all aimed at the other strong men. Come out! Ye Chen thought, and a large number of strong men from the Beast God plane and Senluo plane came outside. They saw the situation outside in the Yanhuang Immortal City. This seat has 10 stars that are immortal. Ye Chen said softly. He said that the terrifying pressure enveloped a large number of powerful people in the Beast God plane and the Senluo plane. See your Lord. We pledge allegiance to the Lord to the death. Some people discussed it secretly, and they immediately knelt down. 10-star immortal level, what kind of concept is this? They don't know. They only know that none of the Creator Masters are 10-star immortals. We see you, Lord. A large number of other strong men also knelt down. Originally, they killed many powerful people in the creation plane, but now with Ye Chen's strength, they completely fell to Ye Chen. Go! Ye Chen pointed at the large number of strong men surrounded by him. Many of them have died. Nowadays there are still many people coming out randomly. Kill! A large number of strong men from the Beast God plane and Senluo plane were killed immediately. They were not affected and quickly cleaned up those strong men. Ye Chen didn't even use the sky sword bamboo or the purifying sunflower. It didn't take long for all the thousands of strong men outside the red flame plane to be cleared away. Receive. Ye Chen collected the corpses of a large number of powerful people and the systems that exploded after their deaths. The strong men from the Beast God plane and Senluo plane also retreated. 10 minutes passed, and Ye Chen arrived outside the Yanhuang plane. Easily, such a large number of powerful people were also killed by Ye Chen and the others. They have to pay a price for besieging the Red Flame plane and the Yanhuang plane for so long. Within the plane of order, the Lord of Order looked at the large number of powerful people in the hall, and he always felt a little uneasy. It should be okay. How can Ye Chen win? The Lord of Order secretly thought in his heart. Just 10 years ago, the plane of order and the plane of creation signed an agreement, and the alliance officially targeted Ye Chen, and the Master of Order received a lot of benefits. According to the judgment of the rulers of order, Ye Chen is now more likely to be in the Yanhuang plane, and the creation plane has a high probability of winning. If the creation plane unites with many other alliances and wins, the order plane will be very uncomfortable. Therefore, even though the creation plane paid a heavy price, the Lord of Order agreed to join forces with the creation plane. Next, many powerful people from the plane of order will go to the plane of Yanhuang. Everyone, if you go over there, you must not let Ye Chen escape from the Yanhuang plane. We also have to prevent Ye Chen from mixing in with you. The Lord of Order said in a deep voice. Yes, Lord. 209-star immortal level experts said in unison. They will bring many 7 and 8-star immortal level experts to the Red Flame plane and the Yanhuang plane. By then, there will be more than 209-star immortal level experts outside the Red Flame plane and the Yanhuang plane, leaving Ye Chen no chance. As they join the plane of order, many strong men from other planes will surely join gradually. It was only a matter of time before Ye Chen and the others failed. The situation is constantly changing and developing, and the Lord of Order's considerations are actually not wrong. He did not participate in the war before, but now he participates in the war, and he has also gained a lot of benefits from the creation plane. But he never expected that Ye Chen had reached the 10-star immortal level. Set off. The Lord of Order said in a deep voice. At this moment, a faint voice rang out, Lord of Order, didn't you agree not to target our Yanhuang plane? The face of the Lord of Order suddenly changed. It was Ye Chen's voice. His powerful momentum burst out instantly. Divine consciousness covers a large area in the blink of an eye. His strength in the plane of order is much stronger than that of the 9-star perfection level expert. But what shocked the Lord of Order was that he didn't find Ye Chen. Ye Chen, don't pretend to be a ghost. You haven't entered the plane of order at all. You just used some means to make the sound come over. The Lord of Order sneered. Although he said this, the Lord of Order still carefully searched for Ye Chen's traces. It would not be good if Ye Chen sneaked in. At the same time, the Lord of Order also sent a message to the other strong men, asking them to search together. Lord of Order, I haven't shown up for a long time. Why can't you bear it? Ye Chen's voice sounded again. The Lord of Order mocked and said, Ye Chen, you can just pretend to be a ghost. If you have the guts, you can enter the plane of order and come to me. Lord of Order, as you wish. Ye Chen said. His figure suddenly appeared in front of the Lord of Order. Then he pointed at the Lord of Order. Court death. Such thoughts came to the mind of the Lord of Order. But before he could take action, he felt that everything he had was no longer under his control. His body and the power he had controlled quickly disappeared into nothing. 10 stars. Before dying, the Lord of Order thought of this. Boom. The entire plane of order was filled with blood clouds and blood rain poured down. The master is dead. How is this possible? Many strong men looked at the sky in disbelief. How could someone like the Lord of Order die? The purple flame supreme was now in the plane of order, and his eyes widened. You all deserve to die. Ye Chen glanced at the many powerful men in the hall of the plane of order. They were all horrified. Kill. Escape. Some of them attacked Ye Chen fiercely, while the other part immediately chose to escape. The result is the same. They all felt like they were in the world of swords. There are about 200 of them, and they are all quite strong, but most of them do not have the 9-star perfection level. Ye Chen is much stronger than them. Poof. Poof. Ye Chen held the sword and killed with one step. One for each sword. Not long after, these 200 or so 9-star immortal level experts were all dead. In the plane of order, there are many 9-star immortal powerhouses in other places. Some of them fled outside. But outside the plane of order, a large number of powerful people were waiting for them. There are more than a dozen 9-star perfection level heaven-reaching sword bamboo, a dozen 9-star perfection level pure world sunflowers, and a large number of powerful people from the Sen Luo plane and the Beast God plane. Luo Hanjian and the others are also there. Any strong person will be killed immediately as long as he goes outside. Easily solving the order master and them, Ye Chen also arrived outside the plane of order. Husband. Luo Hanjian and the others looked at Ye Chen happily. He, brother-in-law, it seems quite easy. Luo Yudi said. Ye Chen nodded. Compared with the risky and trembling actions before, it was indeed easier to move now. This was earned by Ye Linger at his own sacrifice. Otherwise, even if they win in the end, it will be a very long process. You might even lose. The Lord of Order and the Lord of Creation are too powerful in their own planes. Ye Chen was actually prepared to work with the creators for billions of years and tens of billions of years. For the creator masters, tens of billions of years are not long. They have lived for more than 1 million epochs, and one epoch is 1 trillion years. With Ye Chen guarding the outside, the strong men from the plane of order died every time they came out. Half an hour passed, and not many strong men left the plane of order. Come to my space treasure, Hanjian, and I will take you around the plane of order. Ye Chen smiled. There must be some strong people in the plane of order, and they need to be cleaned up. With Ye Chen's current strength, he can clean up quickly. 3 days have passed in the blink of an eye, and there is no longer a strong person in the plane of order who has reached the 7-star immortal level. According to Luo Hanjian and the others, Ye Chen would not massacre the creatures in the plane of order, but none of the top experts could survive. Let's go. Ye Chen took Luo Hanjian and the others away. Only the plane of creation remains. After getting rid of the creation plane, he can live a leisurely life with Luo Hanjian and the others. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 665. In the creation plane, the creation master was in a good mood. Although he had given many benefits, he had the support of the order plane after all. Even if his strength was weaker than that of the order plane in the short term, the creation master still had great confidence in winning in the long run. After all, he was in the creation plane, and his strength increased more. Compared with the order plane, the creation plane had a stronger foundation. Master, it's not good. A strong man sent a message to the creation master. What's going on? You're so flustered. The creation master moved his mind, and the strong man who sent the message to him came in front of him. Master, the chaos wall has been updated. The strong man in front of the creation master trembled, with horror in his eyes. The chaos wall has been updated. Could it be that the Yanhuang plane will get ahead of us? It's not time for the Yanhuang plane to update now. The creation master frowned. There was a chaos wall in his space treasure, and the chaos wall was in front of him in an instant. This. The creator was stunned. The ranking of the Yanhuang plane dropped from 3rd to 2nd. This was not what shocked the creator. What shocked him was that the ranking of the order plane plummeted. The ranking dropped from 2nd to thousands of places. What is this concept? Let alone a 9-star immortal master, as long as there was an 8-star immortal master alive in the order plane, the ranking of the order plane would not have dropped so much. 10 stars. The creator's eyes showed panic. As the master of the creation plane, he has never been afraid. But now he is really afraid. The order master must have died. The powerful masters of the order plane should have all died. Did you just see it updated? The creator asked. No. The Xuanhuan plane was not updated now. I didn't notice it at all. I just saw it. The other party said. The creator smiled bitterly. If so, Ye Chen might have already reached the outside of the creation plane. Besides, even if he escaped from the creation plane, where could he escape to? If Ye Chen had the strength of a 10-star immortal level, it wouldn't take too long for him to search through the 3,000 planes. It was only a matter of time before he was found by Ye Chen. Host, I will help you. The voice of the creation master system sounded in his mind. The current situation, the creation master system has already understood that if the creation master does not break through, they will all have a dead end. The creation master's system actually has emotions and is already a living being. It also sent some information to the creation master at that time. It was just that after discovering that it would cause its own demise, it stopped sending information to the creation master, and the creation master could not get a breakthrough. If I reach the 10th star and have the ability to revive you, I will definitely revive you. The creation master said in a deep voice. He planned to leave the creation plane. Since the system has helped him, he may break through to the 10-star immortal level. The Creator Lord knows that he must buy himself some time. Breakthrough should not be a matter of a moment. I hope Ye Chen hasn't come yet. The Creator Lord thought to himself. He received many strong men into his space treasure, and then quickly arrived outside the creation plane. Not seeing Ye Chen, the Creator Lord immediately fled at the fastest speed. At the same time, the Creator Lord's system passed a lot of things to him. Half a day later, the Creator Lord had left quite far away. Ye Chen arrived at the creation plane. Ye Chen found the traces left by the Creator Lord. The Creator Lord had been gone for half a day. For the strong men of the 9-star perfect level, the traces he left had long disappeared. But for Ye Chen, who had broken through to 10 stars, the traces left by the Creator Lord were quite clear, just like deep footprints on the snow. I actually noticed it. It should be that the chaos wall was updated. Ye Chen thought to himself. It actually took him only 1 day to get here from the order plane. The chaos wall was updated, Luo Hongjian and the others discovered it, and they told Ye Chen. Ye Chen did not immediately chase the Creator Lord, but went to the inside of the creation plane. He left in a hurry, and the Creator Lord did not have time to take away many strong men here. It took Ye Chen 3 days to clean up the creation plane. Like the order plane, all the strong men who reached the 7-star immortal level on the creation plane were killed. Creator Lord, you don't know the strength of the 10-star immortal level. Ye Chen muttered. 3 days later, the traces left by the Creator Lord were still quite clear. Ye Chen chased him at a much faster speed than the Creator Lord. In the gap between the planes, the Creator Lord hid in his space treasure. He used the time treasure to speed up his cultivation. The secret is in the chaos wall. If you can comprehend the chaos wall, you will most likely reach the level of a 10-star immortal. Inside the time treasure, the Creator was excited. Under the powerful time acceleration, he believed that in just 3 to 5 years, he might be able to reach the level of a 10-star immortal, and his strength would not be inferior to Ye Chen. Ye Chen, you may not win. The Creator's eyes flashed with cold light. Having already escaped far from the creation plane, he felt that Ye Chen would not be able to find him within 3 to 5 years. Creator, come out. Just then, Ye Chen's faint voice sounded in the mind of the Creator. The body of the creator stiffened. No, no. The creator was extremely desperate. Why did Ye Chen come to him so quickly? In order to break through to the 10-star level, he spent countless efforts. Now there is finally hope. Creator, I actually have no intention of being an enemy of any of you, but you can't tolerate the rise of our Yanhuang plane one by one. In this case, you die. Ye Chen said and pointed out. This finger penetrated into the space treasure of the creator and entered the time treasure. I am not willing. The creator roared desperately in his mind. His body quickly turned to ashes. Without a breakthrough, he is still only at the 9-star perfect level. And not in the creation plane, his strength is not much stronger than that of an ordinary 9-star perfect strongman. Die. The strongmen brought by the creator were also killed by Ye Chen. Among them, there are only about 100 9-star immortal level strongmen. Come out. Ye Chen's mind moved, and many strongmen from the beast god plane and Senluo plane came out. They were nervous. Ye Chen would not destroy them as well. Disperse, go back to your own plane. Ye Chen said in a calm voice. Yes, master. Everyone said in unison. They secretly breathed a sigh of relief and left quickly. Wives, let's go home. Ye Chen looked at Luo Hongjian and the other women and smiled. Well, let's go home. Luo Hongjian and the others were extremely happy. 3 years passed. Ye Chen stared at a sleeping woman, who looked like Ye Ling. It was easy for Ye Chen to get her body out, and it took a lot of energy to let Ye Ling alive again. It should be okay. Ling, wake up. Ye Chen called. Luo Hongjian and the other women were also beside him. They looked at Ye Ling nervously. Without Ye Ling, they knew that things would never go so smoothly. Suddenly, Ye Chen and the others noticed that Ye Ling's long eyelashes trembled slightly. Ye Chen's eyes lit up. Not long after, Ye Ling slowly opened her eyes. Host. Ye Ling said a little confused. Ling, you're awake. Ye Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Even if he had confidence, he was worried about failure. Host, I'm alive. I still have a body. Ye Ling touched her face and said with great surprise. Luo Hongjian smiled and said, Ling, you're already reborn. Don't call your husband host, just call him husband like us. That's right, he. And Langxiu and the others laughed. Ye Ling's face turned red. I think it's not bad. Ye Chen said with a smile. With Ye Ling, we can make 7 fairies, which is great. Husband. Ye Ling called out directly. She had a deep affection for Ye Chen, otherwise why would she sacrifice herself? Ling. Ye Chen hugged Ye Ling and kissed her. Half a year later, on a beautiful island on Earth, a wedding that was very grand for Earth was held. Luo Hongjian and the others became Ye Chen's brides together. At the wedding, Luo Hongjian did not hide her beauty, blinding countless people's eyes. 100 years later, Ye Chen and the others were lying on the beach chairs. A few 3 or 4-year-old kids were running on the white beach. The kids had no cultivation. Just like ordinary kids. Dad, come and play with us. Dad, come quickly. A few kids came and pulled Ye Chen away. They were the children of Ye Chen and Luo Hongjian. I hope they have a happy childhood. Ye Chen was amazing for not letting them be born. Such a peaceful and tranquil life is beautiful. That's great. Luo Hongjian said softly. A beautiful smile appeared on her face. Yeah. And Langxiu and the others nodded. They all looked at Ye Chen and the children with smiles on their faces. End of the book.